Our channel. This is the reading for the week of the 11th, June 11th, 2017. And so I already pulled the cards for you guys, so you wouldn't have to see me shuffling the deck. So I'm going to jump into the reading. This week is a really tough week for me. I'm not going to say really tough, but it's a week of me facing my challenges, and you're going to see what the cards are going to bring in store for you this week as well. So I first pulled the card of the day. The card of the day is the moving on card, as you can see. And so this card is telling you today, in some aspect in your life, you need to be moving on from certain things in your life. It can be emotional pain, it can be stagnation, it can be procrastination, it can be anything that you're holding on to that you need to let go. You need to move on. You need to get past it so you can get to the next level in your spiritual journey or spiritual evolution. And this is so true for me. My spirit guides have me doing a lot of research now into soul work as far as dark, that's the word I'm looking for, shadow self. That's what I meant to say, shadow self. And so I'm starting to learn more about shadow work. I've been kind of turning away from that, and it's time for me to stand up, and I've worked in the light, so it's time for me to start standing up and being my true self and working more. So it's clearing my shadow self, the shadow stuff that I have going on, as well as once I get to that level, helping other people with their shadows. And so this is a big thing, a big step for me, because I've always kind of like run away from this and just try to just bring the light. But we need to learn how to integrate our shadow self and our light self, and that's the only how we're going to be able to get past certain things in our life. And that is just so true on so many levels. But it's time to move on. Think about what's going on in your life now. Is it, a relationship that you're in, you might need to move on from? Are you holding on to something? Are you afraid to actually like physically move on from somewhere? We get stuck and we get trapped in this cycle of just being in this, particular place. And I know because I'm a Taurus, I have a real bad tendency of not wanting to let go. And that was one of the main things of, when Larry was still here and we was in a relationship the first time. I used to always get cards or whatever, look at my horoscope online and do like tarot cards online. They used to always say, well, move on. Well, we had broke up, but we were still like seeing each other, and it was just like move on, let go, let go. And so it was a message in that for me that I didn't get until I really just got fed up. I just really get fed up and you just finally do. And I used to like regret. I used to be like, well, if I would have moved on before time, when the cards were telling me to move on, then if I would have moved on then maybe we would have had more time together. Well, I don't think that way anymore. But that's how I used to think at first, because I had to heal myself and he had to do his own work as well. It's kind of hot out here, you guys. Little muggy out here. It was raining earlier, but it's so nice out here. Mosquitoes are kind of bad, but yeah. But anyway, it's time for you to move on. This is your card today. Focus on, you probably need to focus on what you need to move on from. Your soul knows what do you need to move on from. It's something. This message, whoever sees this actual video, this message is meant for you. What is it in life that you're holding on to? What are you being stagnant in? What are you not letting go? And so this is your card of the day. So the next card, and that card of the day actually has a number 6 at the top. And so number 6 means harmony, appreciation, self-sacrifice, loyalty, and responsibility. And so, yeah, that's all 6 stands for. But yeah, so once you move on, you will gain all those things in your life. So you will gain the harmony that you're looking for, because once you get past one chapter, you can't get to the next chapter of your life until you get past one chapter. And so then you will have the appreciation for, just you'll look back and be like, I'm glad I got past that, and you appreciate that the things that you went through, and you'll see it was a lesson in it, but you're glad that you moved on past that. So yeah, so that's your card of the day. Sorry, the mosquitoes are kind of biting out here. So the next card is the patience card. This is the card of patience, as you can see. So, this week is teaching us about patience with ourselves, patience with others, and people might be testing your patience. I'm having people that's testing my patience, loved ones, taking my kindness for weakness. And so, this patient card can mean so many different things. It's probably telling you that one aspect for me, the way I look at it for myself, is that people are testing my patience. My spirit guides are constantly getting on my case about, speak up for yourself, speak up for yourself, stop letting people run over you or whatever. And so that card of the day, and this really goes hand in hand for me or whatever, because it's saying that, I need to get past this of not speaking up for myself, and people are testing my patience. And so this could also mean for someone else that, you need to be patient. Also, this is patience for me too, because I need to take patience with myself on doing the soul work that I'm doing. I need to be more vigilant in doing the soul work that I'm doing, more vigilant inside of, looking into my shadow self. And so I can do the things that I need to do to help myself and help my dog and help others. And so, yes. So I'm also learning too a lot about, and I will leave a link at the end of this video. I'm going to ask you guys to, if you can, donate something to my GoFund account for my dog. But I'm bringing this up because the shadow self. I was been reading and been learning a lot of stuff about why some illnesses can't be healed on just a light level. And that's because some people that are healers, they only enforce the light. And so, that's good and all or whatever, but some illnesses and some, things that are like that are a little bit more in depth in it. So you have to really integrate yourself with your shadow self, your dark self, and your light self, so you can be able to get to those parts, those aspects of certain kind of diseases and triggers in our bodies and other people that we're trying to heal or animals we're trying to heal. And so my dog has cancer, like I told you guys before, and I don't like saying it because I don't like, claiming it or whatever, but it just is what it is. So I do heal and work on her every night, and sometimes in the daytime or whatever, but it's so hard trying to get there. So my spirit guides is telling me, Gabby, you need to do more shadow work, healing yourself, healing your shadow, so you can help heal her, better. And she's on, all different kind of other organic medicines and supplements or whatever. But I'm trying to get her a consistently supply of this new medicine that she was on in the past, but she couldn't stay on it because it was expensive. But anyway, that's off topic, but it was just I was just bringing that up because I'm talking about the shadow self. But have patience. Have patience with yourself. People might be testing your patience. Don't let people test your patience. Move on from that situation. Get yourself out of that situation. But have patience with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. If you end up, say for example, you overeat or you indulge in something you don't need to indulge into or whatever, don't beat yourself up. We have a tendency of beating ourselves up, and that's a part of our shadow self too. Don't beat yourself up. You had a relapse in something, okay, pick yourself up. Don't stay there. Pick yourself up and move on. And the moving on card, come back and play it with that. Move on. Don't stay stuck there. But have patience with yourself. You're study learning. You're study evolving. You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to be perfect. And don't beat yourself up because of it, And so, but just know that you need to have patience with yourself and have patience with others around you. We need to have more patience with children. We need to have more patience with, animals. People really don't have a lot of patience with the kids that they do have and stuff like that, because I see that in everyday life. But just have patience in general in your life and with yourself, especially yourself. And this card is 1 plus, it's 14. So 1 plus 4 equals 5. And so the number 5 means change, uncertainty, realignment, inconsistency, freedom, and travel. So once you have patience with yourself and don't beat yourself up, or have patience in other areas of your life or whatever, all these things will come into play. You will start to see change come in your life, change, in your everyday life, and as well as, I'm sorry. I'm not going to stop this video. I got to kind of throw it off for a minute. I'm getting a lot of energy. Coming through my head. A lot. My neck feels like it's really heavy. I'm sorry. I feel like there's more I need to be saying in this video. My spirit guide's like, yes, you need to be saying more. You need to be saying more. So, yeah, I might have to pause for a minute and come back. I think I'm going to do that. You guys give me a second. Okay, you guys, I'm back. This patient card, my spirit guides had me look more into it, of course. Also, too, manifestation things. We tend to in this card right here, you'll see this lady is like holding a seed. You can probably really can't see it, but she has a seed in her hand. And so, as you know, it takes a while for a seed to grow. And that seed right there, you can see, you see a flower coming out of that seed. So things that we manifest do not just happen overnight. We need to plant that seed, sow that seed, water that seed, and let that seed grow. And that's our manifestation right there. So, what intent we put out into the universe, say we want, this new job or this and this and that. We can put the intent out there. We hold this, frequency of staying in our vortex and being aligned with it. And even if we do get off track or whatever, get yourself back on track, and be patient with yourself, like this card is telling you to be patient. But yes, be patient with your manifestation. Don't feel like because something didn't happen right now that it's not going to happen. If you're aligned and you're staying on track, don't let that deter you from what you've already started. Don't think you need to start doing something else to try to manifest something else, because you're gonna stop that channel of energy into what you've already started manifesting, and that's gonna fall off. Then you're gonna start something else, and then you're gonna just be all over the place. And so, yes, so have patience with whatever you started to manifest in your life. And just keep on that track and just try to stay aligned with your vortex. Keep your frequency up. Keep your energy and your vibration, up in line with source energy and with your higher self. And do soul work. That's my thing for this week. My thing for this week is soul work, is, me integrating with my dark self. And so, but yes, have patience with yourself. You're study growing, you're evolving. Have patience with the things that you've already manifested into your life. And that's me too, because I get kind of impatient about things I manifested. I'm like, that should have been happening by now. And because I make this deadline on when I want things to happen, I'm like, sometimes I get myself thrown off track. And know that too, sometimes you'll get your own self thrown off track by things that you end up doing in your life. You end up detouring off the track. But just know you can get back on. And so, I'm sorry. That's all I believe I need to say about that card. Yes. The next card is awareness. As you can see. And awareness is number 1. Number 1 means beginning, intuition, leadership, self-courage, and willpower. Number 1. So this is awareness. You need to bring awareness, and this right here is really important for me. Like, this reading is, before I did this reading, before I pulled the cards, of course, when you do a reading anytime, you have to trust and believe that the universe is aligned with what you're asking for in the cards. And so I asked the cards when I did this reading at the beginning, give me the word for this week for me and whoever else is seeing it that needs to see this video. And so awareness is a big key to our evolution as well. So when I talk about the shadow self, we have to be aware of our shadow self. And I'm talking about shadow self a lot because this is something I'm dealing with in my life. And so you might be too. And you probably haven't even thought about it, but it might be seeing this video because your guys are trying to get you to, work on your shadow self. And so, yes. So you need to bring awareness first. The first step, and I'm still learning. I'm really at baby steps with this because I'm getting there, but I'm still at baby steps. But the first step is to be aware of your shadow. Bring your shadow to the light. And when you shine light on it, that's when you start to be able to, sit down. Say, for example, our shadow self is everything we don't like about ourselves. The vile things we might think, or stuff we don't like about ourselves in general, our weight, or whatever else we don't like about ourselves. That's our shadow self. So sit down and think about when those thoughts come to your mind, how do you feel? If you're out somewhere and you really can't pay attention to it, try to just bring a little attention to it, awareness to it right then and there, and then see how you feel and how does it make you feel. Does it make you feel disgusted? Does it make you feel whatever kind of way, whatever kind of emotion it brings up? Think about it and don't run away from it. We tend to, and that's how the shadow self overpowers us, is that sometimes people have nervous breakdowns, and how sometimes, it just overpowers us in general because we tend to just push it to the side and just like, I'm not going to, society has told me that this is bad, this is good. It's not really a bad or a good. It's not really a evil or a good or whatever. And I'm learning more about shamanic practices or whatever. And so they don't really look at stuff as bad and good. You just need to integrate with that part of yourself. As long as you don't, if you have any certain kind of thoughts or whatever, you don't act on those thoughts. And you sit there and you and you say to yourself that, I'm not acting on these thoughts, and I'm not acting on these thoughts because of this. And it's a lot. I'm just a baby in this, so I'm just telling you guys some of the stuff that I'm just recently learning that I'm gonna start incorporating into my life, into my shadow self. So once I get more advanced and learn more about, how to heal my shadow self, I will share that with you guys, so you guys can do techniques yourself. But you can also, look online, research it on how to work with your shadow self, like I'm doing. And so integrate that part of yourself. You have to learn how to be whole and love yourself completely and wholly. But bring awareness to this. Bring awareness to your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is already there, but bring awareness to the thoughts. Bring awareness to your subconscious mind. And just think about the thoughts that you're having. If they're good or bad, if you want to call them good or bad or whatever. If they're uncomfortable, think about them. See how you feel when you're thinking about them, and write it down if you have to, about how do you feel, what kind of emotion it makes you feel. But don't run away from it. Don't push it to the side. Let it come up. Let it say what it needs to say. Let it voice its opinion. You don't have to act on whatever it is it might be telling you to do, or if it's not telling you to do anything, it might be something about yourself. It's telling you to hate yourself. You don't have to hate yourself. You don't have to listen to that voice, but you need to bring awareness to it. You need to let it come forward and bring awareness to it. And so this card is just saying, be aware with everything in your life. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of the spiritual growth that you've already achieved. Don't down yourself because you're not at a specific point in your spiritual journey. Be aware of where you were in the past. Look at where you're at now. I look at myself all the time. I'm like, okay, this right here is a challenge for me. And so I've had other roadblocks and challenges in my journey. I'm looking like, I don't see how I'm gonna get past this. I just don't see it. And I think to myself, every time I get that, I'm like, Gabrielle, you can get past this. You're gonna get past this. And I get past that point, come up to another hurdle, and be like, okay, this is something else for me to get past. And then I always talk to my spirit guides and be like, I'm gonna get past this. And they're like, yeah, you're gonna get past this or whatever. So you just have to trust and believe that you're gonna get past this. This is just another struggle, just another part of your journey that's gonna evolve you on your spiritual mission. And so be aware and don't beat yourself up, and be happy for where you're at now. You might not be where you want to be, but you're gradually getting there, and you're doing the things that you need to do. Stay focused. You might get off track for a little while. I know I do. Get back on track and just align yourself back up and get back on your journey. We take detours all the time, but that doesn't mean you have to completely go off track. And so yeah, so bring awareness to everything around you in your life, the good, the so-called bad, quote unquote, which it really isn't. It's just a part of yourself that you need to embrace, and by embracing, me integrating, not acting upon. So yes, I believe that's all I need to say about the awareness card. I believe. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think my spirit guides is telling me that's all I need to say about the awareness card. And the next card is the emotional loss card. And you might be dealing with some kind of emotional loss. And you probably will be dealing with emotional loss, especially after the card of the day. Moving on. This is always attached to each other. Because when you move on, you're moving on from something that you're either afraid to let go of, or it's uncomfortable, of course. And it's like a loss in your life, even if it's something that's good, it's still something that you're walking into a new chapter. And so you're used to being in, this same energy that you were in, and you're stepping into a new chapter. And so it's emotional loss there. And you might have lost, actually lost someone as well. And so deal with that emotional loss. Don't let that drain you. Take your time. Someone might be watching this, might have recently lost someone. I believe I'm thinking I'm receiving this right. Am I receiving this right? Give me a second. Okay. Someone watching this might have recently lost their twin, or might be about to lose their twin within this week or so. Yes. And hopefully you see this video. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm pausing for a minute because I'm trying to understand what my guides are telling me. Okay, I'm back. I paused for a minute. Okay, I'm looking at this card even more. I'm getting, take time out for yourself. Everything happens for a reason. It's always a reason to a means of why something happened. And we might not see, oh God, wow, I just thought about that. Something just happened to somebody I know and love. Okay. Um, yes, okay. It's always a reason behind why things happen. We don't see it when we're going through this challenge, or we're going through this hard time, we're going through this loss or whatever. If it's losing someone or losing, something in our life or whatever that's important to us, we don't see it at that time. But it's always a meaning behind it. It's always for, if we look at it and take it, it's always for our greater good. And I've been reading too about the spirit realm as well, about why sometimes spirit guides to be, you would think that they're off or whatever, but they won't be off, or it might not align with what you think is right, but you have to make the judgment call. They're not going to get upset at you, of course, but it's your judgment call. But see, they see things differently. Some things they're told us to do, and it might be a bad outcome to us. That's a quote unquote bad outcome, but it's actually for our spiritual evolution. And so to them, things aren't looked at as bad or good. It's looked at as, okay, is this going to help her evolve to the next step that we need her to be at for her spiritual evolution, or is she going to stay, stuck in this same energy? So sometimes we do things or whatever. We kind of think, and I know this, and I trust my guides 100%. So even some things that they tell me, I'm just kind of like, well, it's a little off or whatever. And sometimes the outcome isn't so good. But later on down the road, I look at, okay, you know what? It was a reason for that. I didn't see the bigger picture. I'm here in this little reality. I didn't see the bigger picture, but they did. But it was for your spiritual growth, or for your growth in general. And so, but you're gonna be dealing with emotional loss of some kind, and it can be either letting go of someone, something, or whatever else in your life, situation, person, event in your life. But deal with it. Knows that everything happens for a reason, and know that you are, as you can see right here, this guy's holding his heart and he's looking up. He's taking time out for himself, but he knows that he's connecting. He knows there's a higher reason why something happened. You just have to look at behind why this actually happened in your life. So whatever this card means for you, what's going on in your personal life, look at it and take it for that, and deal with this emotional loss. And also, too, I'm going to go back to this card or whatever. Bring awareness to what you've lost. And what I mean by that is that, don't try to, like I said before, push stuff to the back burner. Be aware of those emotions. Let those come. Some people, suppress their emotions. They don't want to deal with emotions. Deal with those emotions. Don't be aware of your emotions. Let them come out. You want to purge the emotions out. You don't want to hold them in and keep them tight and locked inside or whatever. Because when you do eventually let them out, sometimes you just explode. And you don't want to do that. And that weighs down your energy and your vibration, and it holds you down. You don't want that to happen. So make sure you let go of this pain or whatever you're feeling. Purge it out. Let it come out. And be aware and know that it's a higher calling for this. You might not see it right now, but know and trust and believe it is. And it's going to get better. You just have to work through this in your life. This is just a specific point in your life that you have to work past and get over this hurdle to move on to the next. And it's going to be plenty of hurdles down the road. This is a hurdle for me, like now or whatever. I could not be imagining this months ago, working on my shadow self now. I'm to the point now looking like, okay, Gabrielle, you can do this or whatever. I'm getting the courage or whatever, and I have more courage than I did then. Back then, months ago, I would have been like, oh no. But I have more courage and stuff like that now. And so I trust my spirit guides 100%. And it's not them that I don't trust. Sometimes I just don't trust myself. And you have to learn how to trust yourself more too. And so I trust my twin 100%. He's with my other spirit guides. They're always looking out for me and have my best interest in their hands or whatever. And so, but yes, take heed to everything. And this is the number 5 too at the top. So let me see what did 5 mean again. 5 meant change, uncertainty, realignment. So yes. So you're going through a change, but know and trust and believe everything will realign itself. Once you go through this emotional loss, you purge this stuff out your system, and you know that everything's happened for a reason. Try to find the light within the situation that seems bad. Try to find the light or the reason why it happened. What is it that you're meant to learn out of this situation? And go from there. And so I'm trying to make sure that's all I need to say for this reading. Is that it's all I need to say for this reading? Yes, okay. All I need to say for this reading. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Make sure you check out our other videos on our channel. Make sure you like our Facebook page, our group. If you want to sign up for our group, you can. It's a private group. Make sure you like our Facebook page, our Twitter account. I'm gonna leave the links at the bottom of this video. And please make sure, if you can, I'm gonna leave the GoFund link for my dog cancer treatment at the bottom of this video as well. I also said when I did this, when I shared this link with my Facebook page, that I will be doing mini readings. If you decide to donate or whatever, and you want a mini reading from that donation, inbox me on Facebook, or you know, leave a message here, or I can give you I will leave a link to my email address, so at the end of this or whatever. So if you do send something to my GoFund account, I don't know if it's something on there that you can email the person on the GoFund account, so I will actually leave my email as well, so you can email me there if you would like to try to get a mini reading. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading for this week, the week of June 11, 2017, and we're going to see what next week has in store for us. And so yes, so I need to be getting to work and working on my shadow self and integrating myself more. So you guys have a wonderful day. This reading is from me and my guys and my twin Larry. So you guys have a wonderful day. Peace and love. Goodbye.